The Wii U was such a weird console. For pretty much its entire lifespan, I've seen it garner some pretty valid criticism for a number of reasons. Its whole selling point was the gamepad, which ended up being horribly underutilized. It was way less powerful than its competitors, although that's basically par for the course with Nintendo. And the marketing for the console was just...
We put it you! That's what we do! No. The greatest marketing in the history of video games!
And so when the Switch was revealed, gamers were just over the moon. I remember after they put out that debut trailer, everyone was like,
whoa, the marketing is so mature this time. And it's completely portable.
And is that a new Mario 3D game?
At the time, the Switch answered pretty much all the Nintendo fans' wishes. Over the years though, it has shown some glaring flaws. Joy-Con drift, a laughable paid online service, and the worst sin of all, bland UI design. Initially, the Switch seemed like it made the Wii U obsolete, especially once all the good Wii U games got Switch ports. But nowadays, gamers seem to be warming up to the Wii U for being everything the Switch wasn't. However, I've got to call some of you gamers out. A lot of you only started to sing the Wii U's praises recently. I was one of the real OGs. I was in the target demographic, Nintendo's strongest soldier. I was so hyped up for the gamepad. You're telling me I could play on there while someone else uses the TV? Sign me up! As my 10th birthday was coming up, I made a deal with my mom. The Wii U was outside of my birthday budget, but if I did enough chores, I'd be able to save up some additional cash and get one. So for months, I put in the work scrubbing out bathrooms and raking up leaves, and before I knew it, we picked up the deluxe Super Mario edition from Target. Once my birthday finally hit, I woke up at 6 a.m., turned that thing on, and I was greeted by the home menu. And that special birthday startup jingle.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about, bro.
And this home menu, man, it's just awesome. You've got your app icons on the gamepad, and on the TV, you've got Wara Wara Plaza. It has a name. And up there, you'll see a bunch of different posts from fellow gamers on Miiverse.
Whoa.
But back to the apps. What if you didn't want to play Wii U on your Wii U? Well, you're in luck, because every Wii U is also a Wii. That's right, this thing is fully backwards compatible. You get two consoles in one. Let me tell you, as a kid, this just got me even more hyped for the Wii U. Now, we already owned a Wii, but its disk drive eventually stopped working. So you can imagine I was just itching to get back to the old Wii catalog when I turned 10. And I didn't even have to worry about starting all my games over from the beginning. You could transfer your save data from the Wii to the Wii U with an SD card. And this wasn't just some boring copy-paste either. It had this cool animation that went with it where Pikmin would carry your data from one console to the other. And I watched that whole thing as a kid. Nintendo could make loading screens cool back then. And Wii games weren't just supported physically. You could download a ton of them off the Wii U eShop. And these weren't just your average Wii Play and Wii Sports type games. These were like straight up goated banger experiences. Donkey Kong Country Returns, both Mario Galaxy games, Punch-Out!, WarioWare Smooth Moves, the Metroid Prime trilogy for $20? All the Metroid Prime games worth talking about for just $20? Could you imagine Nintendo doing that today? Their headquarters would disintegrate. So, the console can play Wii games. We've established that. But how was the Wii U's own catalog? It was pretty alright, I guess. Nintendo Land is peak multiplayer. Pikmin 3 is like my favorite Pikmin game. Splatoon was so fresh it became one of Nintendo's flagship IPs. Mario Maker gave fans the level editor they had wanted for years. Wind Waker HD was like the perfect remake. And Mario Kart 8 was so good they haven't made a sequel for 11 years. But the Wii U's library had a dark side. This console saw some of the lamest first-party releases Nintendo has ever put out. Star Fox Zero was just Star Fox 64 with worse controls, Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival had negative gameplay, and Mario Tennis Ultra Smash just had no vision. And when there is no vision, the people perish.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
And the Wii U didn't have much in the way of third-party support, so when the first-party lineup had duds like these, the gamers were very much displeased. And the game library is like a reflection of the Wii U itself. It has some cool offerings, but a lot of stuff that people just didn't ask for. I've never seen anybody look back fondly on Nintendo TV, the Wii Fit U Fit Meter, or Wii U Chat.
Nihon no Minisan. Konnichiwa.
Yeah, okay.
Some people even argue that the gamepad was pointless, although this is where my Nintendo kid side starts to fight back. Now, I will admit, I did say the gamepad was horribly underutilized, but still, it was a sick controller. It was a little big, but it was still super comfortable to hold. The buttons are spaced out really nicely, and the triggers on the back just cradle your fingers perfectly. And this thing was built like a tank. You could probably drop it down like a flight of stairs and it would still work perfectly fine. Also, you could use it as a TV remote. It was so convenient. This is the sort of stuff that Nintendo just doesn't put out anymore. Back then, we had different music for a bunch of console menus. When you were on the internet browser, your Mii would show up on the TV and like do little tricks. The last ounce of this goofy, weird Nintendo was frozen and used to make the ice cubes for HD Rumble.
The Joy-Con can convey to you the feeling of ice cubes colliding in a cup.
Now all we have is a Larmo, a broken husk of what once was. I still like to boot up my Wii U from time to time. And even though I don't play on it as frequently as I used to, I've been enjoying it for the past 11 years now. When Skyward Sword HD came out, I bought the original version on the Wii U eShop.
That's fucking right. I skipped 113. I'm a fucking legend.
If you've made it this far, then thanks for watching. Maybe you could subscribe and stuff. That could be cool.
And let me know in the comments below, what was your favorite thing to do on the Wii U internet browser? Mine was looking at